Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome, my friends, to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that. Hey, I want to remind you, An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. So if you get a minute, go over there, check it out. While you're tripping around the web, make sure you stop at famousapple.com/group. That's our Facebook group for this podcast. It's called Living with a Disability. Plenty of chatting going on over there. People talking, people laughing, people asking questions, answering questions. Go over there, check it out. While you're tripping around the web, make sure you go over to Erin Fernandes' page. That's the vegan disabled gal. That's over at famousapple.com/that vegan disabled gal. Go over there. There's people chatting, people talking, people laughing, people learning. There's comments about the podcast today and comments about past podcasts. You want to go over there, check it out, talk to Erin, see what's going on. You don't have to go anywhere else on the web. We got you covered at every turn. So make sure you check out the websites. We have got a good one for you today on the vegan possibilities. Erin interviews the vegan man. That's right. That's what he wants to be called. His real name is Jeff Tucker. And this man is a wealth. And when I say a wealth, he's a wealth of information when it comes to the vegan lifestyle. He was a vegetarian for 25 years, then switched over to vegan for the last 20 years. And he's got so many irons in the fire to save the planet, to save the animals, to just, he's all over the planet. And he's a very interesting man. He's a funny man. And he takes his projects very seriously. Now, he's also offered to give a free gift, free, F-R-E-E, gift to everyone who listens to the podcast in full to the very end. So make sure you listen in full to the very end, and there's a free gift available sitting there waiting for you at the very end of this podcast. So sit back, relax. I'm going to go get Erin, and she's going to take you down a very strange trip with the vegan man who leaps tall heads of lettuce in a single bound. You're going to love this guy. He's a great guy. I've spoke to him a couple of times, and he's just phenomenal. He's a really good guy. He's a really nice guy. So sit back, relax. I'll go find Erin, and let's get started here. Erin, I know you're around here somewhere. Where are you?
I am here.
There you are. Who do we have with us today, Erin?
We have Vegan Man.
Vegan Man.
Here for our listening pleasure today. I'm super excited.
What
is going to tell us?
What is it with all these vegans? Now you have Vegan Man. Does he wear a cape?
He is an awesome individual, so I'm pretty sure he does.
Can he leap tall? Can he leap tall heads of lettuce in a single bound?
Yes, he can. I believe that firmly.
Okie dokie. Go ahead. Take it. take it on. It's all yours.
Hey, Jeff. How are you doing today?
Hi, that's Vegan Man to you.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Vegan Man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've given away your secret alias.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh. It's like Clark Kent. I took off your glasses.
Yeah, I'm really a meat eater at heart.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Aren't we all? Yes, but no. But yeah, first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I think that's very pushy of you. I mean, you want private information or
No, we'll just take the Cliff Notes PG rated version.
okay. Well, contrary to what Jimmy said, I'm working on leaping tall celery sticks at a single
Yes.
bound. Okay, and there was a time when I didn't do much leaping at all. I was kind of broken down. But one thing I can say is that when I discovered this lifestyle, I found that it was like my all-purpose repair kit. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the vegan lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And what did it fix for you? What did it do for you in your life?
Well, if I say it fixed a lot of things, then you start to assume like how broken were you? And
Oh no, I was gonna say we're all broken in one way or another.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was broken hearted at a young age. I thought I was going to be 6'2", 195 pounds, and look exactly like, a super Ken on steroids.
Yes.
But when I, finally reached maturity, I looked in the mirror and I realized, damn, it's not working that way.
That was my birth weight.
So tell us a little bit about what specific difficulties it helped you overcome. I know you mentioned to me a little bit about the vision component. It helped, you with the vision and things like that. But what specifically did the vegan lifestyle attribute to?
Well, the crazy thing is that when I really needed fixing, it was in my early 20s, and I really had suffered a breakdown, like the mother of all breakdowns. And so I think you read on my little sheet there, which is true, which I wrote you the truth there, that I developed like a world of problems and a world of shortcomings, and life went from being, I can and watch me do this, to suddenly I can't, or I can, but. So that's the sum of it.
Yeah. So because you have been vegan for a long time, or vegetarian, then you were vegan, right? And
Right.
how did that process, did that influence you at all, or did that vegetarian versus veganism? I know most of us become vegetarian first, and then we become vegan once we learn the horse of the dairy and egg industry. But I didn't know if that was similar for you.
Absolutely. Classic. It's a classic case with me.
Yeah.
When I kind of woke up from this nightmare that I found myself in, where I was hospitalized, I had one ailment after another. I was kicked out of college. I was unemployable. I had injuries that happened when I was unconscious, and I just said, I'm going to try to fix myself. So the first thing I really latched onto was a diet that was a 21-day diet. And believe it or not, it was raw brown rice and black tea.
Oh, wow.
Raw brown rice and black tea. And this was a therapeutic system by George Osawa, the famous Japanese health advocate who was like the founder of American. What's that Japanese style of eating?
I don't know. I want to say sashimi or sushi but that I know that's not probably proper. I don't really know. The family style eating or communal eating.
Takeout?
The way they all share their food.
Macrobiotics.
Oh, macro. Yes, I was totally off.
And took me a while, but macrobiotics was my first real experiment of willpower, and I said, I'm going to do this before I quit smoking. I think this helped me quit smoking and quit using that other smoking stuff.
Yes.
but really, one day I said, I've got to try to do something on my own, because doctors would say, this is what's wrong with you, that's what's wrong with you, and they weren't fixing me. So 21 days after I started, I actually did it. Nothing but this. It's really vegan food, there's no, and it's designed to just clean you out from the inside and calm down your nerves. And I felt like a new person,
Yeah, I can imagine.
But of course, most of the things that were wrong like I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't do math. I had brain fog, a lot of things. But this said, if I use willpower, I can actually make something very profound happen. I put the same process to the test, and I quit smoking in 1973, cold turkey one time.
That's amazing.
Quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
2 years later, I quit smoking the other stuff. And from then on, from 1975 till the present, I've just been finding out that eating naturally, eating low on the food chain, eating what nature actually provided for us from the very beginning. And by the way, what's written in the Bible, not just one Bible, but a lot of Bibles, eating the fruits of the earth and not killing the other people and the other creatures that, we're supposed to coexist with.
Yeah.
Nature does the healing. Nature does the healing.
So someone who's listening to this, if they want to consider me doing something like that, like what book or what research should they look for, the doctor's name, like how can someone, if they want to try this after talking with the doctor, how could they do this? If someone's in a similar situation like that, or if you can think of a link, you can tell me the link later on and we'll include it in the podcast notes and things like that, just so if people want to do a little more research into that, because it sounds like it really helped you. So and that's what we're all about, sharing education and awareness and assistance for individuals, whether they be disabled, non-disabled, vegan, not vegan, so.
Okay, well, I have two answers. Okay, the first answer is many times I've stood in front of a group of people and I'm talking about the environment, the other 5 million species on Earth.
Yes.
In other words, our fellow Earthlings. And third is us, our health and our well-being as humans. And I say, frankly, I don't care which of those three rings your bell or floats your boat, but any one of them is basically going to lead you to the same practice. And that is, don't kill your fellow Earthlings in order to eat. Just live off what you're supposed to eat.
Yes, I feel similar way to you. I don't really care how people come to it, if it's for the health, for their pocketbook, cost effectiveness, or compassion. It's going to help the world. It's you put in good to your body, you get good out, I always say. So it's just going to overall be a beneficial, positive experience.
Right. Now, if somebody, I took a course in college called Nuts and Sluts.
Oh my God, I would love to check that. Jimmy and I was drove around about nuts and berries. That's an interesting one. Nuts and sluts.
Nuts and sluts. Okay. You've got my attention.
Well, and I think it was one of the top psychologists in the world. He was a teacher at Princeton University, and I remember that course. But I don't know, why am I off on that subject?
I don't know, but I like it. Go ahead.
Where were we going with that?
I said that no matter what brings you to the decision to go vegan, whether it be the health reasons, whether it be environmental, whether it be compassion for the animals,
Sluts.
It's all the end result. Yeah.
Nuts,
whether it be sluts or nuts, it's all going to be the same positive experience. You put good into your body, you got to good out. It's going to be a positive overall. Pipe down in the peanut calories.
Okay, now you reminded me what my point was.
Yeah.
If we talk about a person who is, let's say, either undesirable because they're, sociopath, or they don't like themselves,
yes.
Then I say to them, be a vegan and just don't do it to make your own life better, to make your emotions calmer, your metabolism is more regulated, your blood pressure goes down, your cholesterol goes down, your heart disease risk goes down, your stroke risk goes down. There's like a whole bunch of health benefits. But I say, if you're one of those people who really the rest of us don't like, and we really don't even want you around, just become a vegan to save the planet and the animals, And the point of there is, don't be a really healthy vegan, be a junk food vegan, Go ahead and eat the worst vegan junk foods like Oreos.
Yeah. Oh
To
gosh.
get a bag of Oreos in the morning, you'll be a vegan, but you won't be improving your health much.
Healthy vegan, yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to be a bad vegan.
How does that mean?
I love the Oreo part of it. So far,
Yeah.
nuts, sluts, and Oreos. I like this.
Okay. I think we got our tagline for the podcast: nuts and sluts.
Nuts, sluts, and Oreos.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we got the tagline.
Exactly.
So-
That's the
Now, wait a
social
minute,
media
wait a minute.
tagline.
A male can be a slut too. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember.
Gosh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
that can
I
be.
wasn't being sexist.
No,
Oh
not
no,
at all.
no, no, no. Yeah.
I am, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I'm sexy, not sexist.
So, well, tell me a little bit. I'm very interested in the work you've done with the homeless people, individuals, and with disabled individuals. And I'd really like to learn more about those stories, because I think that's really important, and that's some critical work that you've been doing.
Okay. Before I get directly to that, I want to mention a couple of slogans that I came up with this morning.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is free the fungi. No one really cares about the fungi.
Free the fun guy.
Free the fungi. That sounds dirty, but
Okay.
I'll take it. Free the fungi.
Oh gosh, it does sound dirty.
It
Jimmy,
does.
you just brought my hat there. You just
Exactly.
brought me there.
Exactly. Free the fungi. Go ahead. I'm writing.
Okay. The next one might not be that really intelligent or useful. It's called "Long Live the Tortoises."
Long live
Okay.
the tortoises.
Long live the tortoises. I thought he was going to say toilet, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Now the third one does not really reflect my love of animals, but here's the third one. Damn you, Moby Dick.
You are a total trip. Oh, gosh. Vegan man. Oh gosh.
All right, you ready for the fourth one?
Okay. Oh, there's more.
Now this one is, maybe it's not politically correct, but I want everyone in a wheelchair to stand up for Mother Earth.
Yes.
Oh,
And
hold on while I get up.
Yeah. Well, people, musicians or rappers, whatever, will be at a concert and they'll be singing and they'll be wanting everyone to stand up. And this was actually at a concert. I'm not sure if it was somebody who would have was, but they would he was singling the guy out, saying, "Stand up, dude, stand up." And he was singling out on stage, and the guy was like, "I'm in a wheelchair, dude. Seriously, I'm in a wheelchair." Like that. It was, and obviously the rapper or the musician felt horrible, because it's like, but that was a definitely a faux pas. So
Okay, but maybe you're not as deep or subtle as I am, because you know what it means to me? You don't have to stand up with your, 150 pounds of flesh and bones.
yeah. No, you can stand up just by speaking for them, and just, by sharing education awareness, just doing similar things to this, what we're doing here on the podcast.
Okay, so you mind if everybody stands up for Mother Earth today? Okay?
Yes.
All right, that's enough.
We will all stand up. So.
Okay, good. And stand up for the fungi. Don't forget.
I like that one. That free the fungi.
Oh, gosh.
FTF.
So tell me about your work with the homeless and the disabled.
Okay, but just one more point. In order to be effective in communicating, you don't want someone who's boring. You want a guy who's a fun guy.
You want a fun guy? Yes, I totally.
Okay, that's nice.
I totally agree.
Okay, well, when I was really in the middle of my current work, where I had founded an Earth Save chapter, and we are a 3-part organization, like I've been saying. All those 3 things matter equally to us: the environment, the animals, and people. So I was doing that kind of work, and we have these monthly or weekly events. People get together at vegan restaurants, or they get together and we serve, we have potlucks,
Okay. Yep.
Potlucks are great. Of course, some people bring a huge pot that took them 6 hours to make, and they spent $30. And then I look in the corner of the room and I see my friend. He brought a little bag of potato chips, like a 1-ounce bag.
Yes. Oh gosh, that's snack size.
And and guess who had the biggest plate at the end of the night?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Him.
But at least the wrestling, maybe that's all he could bring. Maybe. So we have to think, unless you know more than I do.
Well, we have a policy of everyone must be loved, everyone must be fed.
Yeah.
And that is a quote from John Robbins, who founded EarthSave like 35 years ago.
Oh wow.
He wrote an incredible book called Diet for New America. And as the years went by, I started something called VegSave. Get it? VegSave.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I got kind of tangled up with an individual who had a violent past and had a dual disability, mental and physical. And so the story touched me deeply about what happened and all that in his life. I said, I go out and I talk or I write and about general ideas and in general about being healthy and protecting the planet. I want to try to see if one person can be affected,
Yeah.
And so he was my first client. And pretty soon I was meeting homeless people. And, my idea was, you have to make the most of what you've got because it ain't much.
Yeah.
And let's say you have one meal that day that are within your power. When you're on the street, you try to make the most of what you've got, and having that vegan food, which is not going to bring you down, it's not going to add to the toxicity of your body. And it also has an impact on your emotions because you're not eating the negative hormones and enzymes and so forth that are in animals that were slaughtered.
And I'm actually going to be the devil's advocate here. I mean, I'm actually going to take Jimmy's role. And what if somebody is obviously on the street and they're obviously homeless? Let's say they only have the opportunity to eat a burger, and that's all that is offered. That's all they can find. Do they not eat it, or do they like? I mean, because then it's kind of about survival at this point. So. Or that's where you come in. I know you said that you provide meals to the homeless and things like that. I'm just wondering where you take us on that. Like, is it just do the best you can kind of situation, or is it don't eat any meat or dairy products?
Well, there's a hierarchy of life in terms of survival comes first, and of course, if you have to, sustain yourself, then you eat what you get.
Yeah.
But I'll give you an example because I've worked with some people in prison and so forth. And one guy was a vegan. He was in jail for a while. And he didn't get meals from the warden didn't give him vegan meals. So what he did was he traded with his fellow inmates,
Oh, wow.
And so, I'll give you half of my burger for an apple and a tomato.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about the question, though? And I don't mean to interrupt, but we're talking about people on the street. Now, I know, Vegan Man, you're down in Florida, and Erin, you're in Massachusetts. Now,
Massachusetts.
That's opposite ends of the polar spectrum there.
Yes.
And when the winters come in Massachusetts, it's cold.
Oh, yes.
Now, there's not as much calories or carbohydrates in vegetables as there are in meats, and you need the extra calories kind of to burn up and build some body heat, which you're not going to get from vegetables. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's where, and I don't want to speak out of term, Vegan Man, but I think that's where you do simply do the best you can. If it's about survival, it's about survival. But if you have a full vegan meal, you don't toss it up for the steak,
I just think that like anything, our bodies, we usually pack on the pounds in the winter months, and then during the summer months we always knock it off to get those bikini bodies. But you know what I'm saying? We usually pack on the weight. Like any animal, animals pack on the weight in the winter months for the warmth, and humans are no different.
Yeah.
And you can't pack on the weight eating vegetables
My God, there are so many people who are vegan,
Hmm.
and they are grossly overweight or
Yes,
partly overweight.
From
there's a lot of
vegetables?
fat vegans. But there's a lot of fat vegans because vegans can be eating carbs, eating we were talking the other day. Potato chips are vegan. There's like rice and beans are vegan. But the potatoes. So it's like there's a lot of that stuff that is very high in calories. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, vegan man, but um, that's always my understanding. Is I eat a mostly vegetables diet and beans and like tofu and things like that. So because I'm sedentary, I don't want to be a blimp, So
Uh, Jimmy, I'll give you a real personal story.
Hmm.
About 6 months ago, I went on a kick. I found that I just would love tahini, tahini.
Right.
oh gosh, yeah, teeny dressing, yes,
Yeah, but I made friends with a guy who had a Middle East grocery store, and I bought 12 pounds of tahini, and I ate 12 pounds of tahini in about a month and a half, 2 months.
wow,
Wow.
And guess what I put on? Guess how much weight I put on?
12 pounds?
12 pounds.
oh wow, yeah, teeny is a sesame seed
Yeah.
oil, and it's really good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but it's vegan. So not all vegetables are good for you. Like avocados, not. I don't say they're not good for you, but can be high in fat and things
Well,
like that. So,
anything taken in excess can put weight
yes,
on you.
yeah,
But I'm just saying,
yeah,
it just seems like
yeah. I guess that's where you do the best you can do. You just
I'm
So, but I
thinking,
want to talk a little. I want to talk a little bit more about the work he did.
yeah,
Like
no, I was
there's
just
like
thinking about the homeless when
yeah,
you were talking about that because that you're living on the street basically. And I'm thinking
yeah,
living on the streets of New York, Massachusetts, Boston, it's cold.
yeah,
And I just can't
yeah,
see building up body heat by eating celery.
yeah.
And I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny because you have to bulk up with something to build up that body heat.
Yeah. Well, nuts and stuff like that, nuts and like this, lots of different things. But table the nutritional aspect of, or the food aspect of it. But I'm gonna talk about the work you did.
Okay, so when we're talking about the homeless as a category, we're talking about a lot of people who have more than one problem. A lot of veterans are on the street,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
you know, a lot of guys or even women who were injured in combat, PTSD or physical injuries,
Yeah.
every kind of injury, just like in Forrest Gump, the
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan is a perfect example. Once he found his mission in life, he was happy. He did whatever he had to do. But while he was agonizing, he was defeating himself. Get it? Defeating. I'm sorry. I
Yes.
shouldn't have said that. Oh my God. But he was his own worst enemy. And I'm saying that a lot of the people that I met and that I interacted with who were on the street, they are suffering from a lot of addictions, sugar being probably the worst, but alcohol and cigarettes being right behind with drugs. So there's four.
Yes.
Now, eating their diet is let's say aiding and abetting their addiction. Fatty, salty, overly sugary, chemical foods feed the addiction. The more fruits and vegetables and nuts and grains that they eat, the more they will fight their own addictions. An addiction is a handicap. I don't care
Yes.
who wants to argue that. To me, every addiction that I ever had handicapped me in some way. And so, yeah.
No, I would say you weren't able to live your life fully.
Yeah. So if you just take it logically, okay, I might have the use of my foot and arm, but if I am like totally incapacitated because I'm jonesing for either to gamble or to indulge in a drug or any addictive craving it adds to my dysfunction. So one of the greatest things to see is somebody who takes control of their life, like Vegan Man at the age of 21 or 22, I did something with my own volition.
Yes.
I said 21 days. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how much it's going to hurt or stress me out. But I'm going to go with no dairy. No, I just did the brown rice. I'm not suggesting brown rice and tea. That's
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah.
But that's what I did.
Yeah.
And when people are on the street and they go and they spend a couple of days eating just really, really clean, pure, natural vegan foods, they start to feel stuff.
And how would they get that food? Like how I know you host a weekly or a monthly. I'm not sure what the food situation is that you offer, because I know you guys are a nonprofit. So
Well, right now I don't have any program going, a big feeding program.
yeah.
But I tell you, one guy who does. He's called the Food Yogi. My friend Rodney,
Oh, awesome.
down in Patagonia or Argentina, wherever he is.
Yeah.
He has fed over 2 billion
Oh,
vegan
wow.
meals in the world.
Oh, wow. That's
And
quite a
in
lot.
India, there are a lot of homeless people, right?
Yes.
In India, they're not really Hare Krishna. There's another group that I was part of.
Oh.
Not Sikhs, but Sikhs,
Yeah.
Sikhs are
Yeah.
good people.
Yes.
Jains are the super vegans,
Yes. Okay.
But I'm talking about a group of, let's just call it spiritual people,
Yes.
and they raise money and they provide vegan meals. In India, they've given like 500 million meals already.
Wow. It's amazing. But so what would you say to somebody that lives locally, like near you, or someone that doesn't live near you, just someone, if they're interested, how can they learn more about what you're doing and what, like, if I was like a baby and my brain fell out of my head and I didn't understand anything, how would you explain to me, like in layman's terms, like what's the purpose of the organization and how can someone help or how can someone get involved?
Well, at a simple level, just say eat less animal products and eat more plants and plant foods in there as close as possible to their natural state. So if you have a choice and you could eat a fresh stick of celery,
Yeah.
Or some ripe organic berries, then don't eat a chemicalized berry
A
concoction.
fruit roll up or something. Yeah.
A fruit roll-up,
Yeah.
especially the junk food roll-ups.
Yes.
And just take every bite, every meal, every day. We say, save yourself, save the planet, save the animals, one bite at a time.
Yes. I like that saying. So tell me a little bit more about I know you're doing something with Veganville, or that's collaborated with VegSave. And we're going to have all these links up on the podcast and the show notes. But just if you can further explain how that's all tied together.
Okay. My first 25 years in this role, as an advocate, an educator, a lobbyist, or all those things, and a practitioner, my goal was to be an example, an exemplar, to do something and then to show it. It's the best way to basically convince somebody and not have to apologize, a month later, because you see what I'm doing, you try it, you do it, and you get the benefit. We kind of packaged all of our operations in a new name, Earth Saviors of Veganville. But by the same token, any of your listeners can go to 100 other websites, and there are so many that are great sources, inspiration, motivation. One of the best websites to visit is called Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, PCRM. They get 1 million hits a week. They're huge, and they are one of the greatest educational organizations made up of doctors.
That's awesome.
PCR.
You writing that down, Jimmy?
Yep. PCRM.com.
.org or whatever, .com, .org.
Yeah, try either one. Yeah, definitely check that out.
Now, Dr. Neil Barnard, who runs it, has a group of, I'll call it peers around the world, around the country. And many of them are doctors, because people are often interested in hearing a doctor's point of view when it comes to health. So
yes,
some of my favorite people and celebrities are the vegan doctors. Just Google that and you will get you'll get hundreds of millions of websites, articles, and recipes. You can start anywhere.
It's a great resource to have.
Can I also ask you, now you've written a book also.
Oh, yes.
That's excellent.
It's a short book,
Awesome.
Jimmy.
That's
I
fine.
mean-
that's fine. Especially on Erin's page. Erin's got a
Oh, yes.
page full
Yeah.
of vegans.
Yeah, a page full. Everyone would be very interested. So we'll definitely,
Yeah.
definitely that would be great. And I'm growing my group. I believe I have now 700 members.
Mm-hmm.
It's called That Vegan Disabled Gal. It's a group on Facebook. I also have a page, but that's only so you can find the group. So, but the group is where all the action is at. But yeah, but that would be great.
Are we
Definitely.
talking about the V Bible or the other book?
Oh, you have another book?
Which one did you find out about?
I think it was the Vegan Bible.
The V Bible. The
Okay,
V
yeah,
Bible.
that's the one. I'll give that to anybody. Yeah, send me a list, and I welcome everybody. It's my best distilled, information. Basically, everything I know in a nutshell. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, but that'd be awesome because I'm hoping that the show is being educational for individuals. So whether you're new to veganism, whether you're an old vegan and you just want to listen to us, whether you're disabled, whether you're like a hardcore carnivore, whether you're Jimmy, whether So I want this to be educational and so that people can learn it. It's just information we're giving out there. Like I'm not the end all be all. I'm just this is just what I know and I believe in and I follow. So.
And we're bringing on people that we're not bringing on people that are militant.
Yeah.
Headbangers that are telling you this is what you have to do. We're bringing on people like you. They're putting out information and they're making people think. And that's the one thing.
Yes.
Last night when we were talking, Jeff, I told you, you have a way of speaking that makes people think.
Yeah.
And you have just your tone. You're not out there hammering people and saying, you have to do this now. You're giving them the option to think about things. You're putting a thought out there for people to ponder in their own mind. And that's what I like about you. I really do. You're like Erin. Erin doesn't pounce on people.
We're planting seeds. That's what I say. Planting seeds.
Right. And I don't know how you feel about PETA. I'm not a big fan of PETA. I'm not a big fan of anybody that has to go out there and rumble and grumble and make noise and break things.
PETA is a you know how I feel already. I agree with some of the things they do, but some of the things not. Like we're not supposed to have dogs or cats. Like my dog, if you put him out in the wild, he would die. So.
But people that have to stamp their feet and scream.
Yeah.
The only thing you're making me do is walk away from you. I'm not listening to you for any reason whatsoever. Come and have a regular conversation. I'll listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
But you, Jeff, you make a lot of sense on a lot of things you say. Now, the other thing that you brought up when we were talking was the alkaline water.
What?
The alkaline water?
The alkaline aspect of life, right?
Right.
Oh, the alkaline water. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
And that you had me thinking about that last night after we hung up. Now, if you want to maybe enlighten some people about that, that's very interesting.
What exactly is? I heard of it before, but I don't know exactly what is alkaline water.
Are we on air now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy to give you the short version of that. And alkaline water is about 30 years old in the business world, 35 maybe. Our nonprofit, trying to raise some money, about 12 years ago, we decided that selling alkaline water machines would be ethical and perfectly aligned with our mission, to educate and advocate and inform people, inspire people.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly don't want to overemphasize one thing like water or vitamin B or, yoga or any single thing. But alkaline water is a great adjunct to a healthy lifestyle.
And what is that?
And I'll tell you.
Is that charged? Is it a charged water?
Well, it runs through two very ionizing plates, metal plates that have current. And when the water passes through, there are positively charged, negatively charged anions and cations, and they segregate. And the acidic molecules go in one direction, and the alkaline molecules go into your body. So the machine takes the alkaline water, and you put that in a bottle to drink it, and the acidic water you put in a different bottle, because that's something you can use to disinfect and clean your environment.
Oh, wow.
And that's safe to drink?
The acidic water is dangerous to drink, but the alkaline water is wonderful.
Wow. Well, I have to look into that. I've heard people call alkaline water, but I just never knew what it was. I just never. I know the term, but I just didn't know what the process was and everything. So very interesting.
When someone in our family or friends or people that we have clients, they bring me an empty gallon jug and I fill it with alkaline water.
Now, this may sound a little bit foolish, but is the water actually lighter than regular water?
No.
It sometimes I'm trying to think, and I'm drawing a blank, but sometimes it just feels like there's almost like a lighter texture than regular water. No?
It tastes it tastes different, yeah.
It does.
Oh, so it tastes different.
It's let's put it this way, it feels different. It in contact with your membranes in your mouth and so forth, and the sensors there, it does feel different, and it definitely goes into the cells and hydrates the cells better than, let's call it, regular water.
Right.
Yeah, regular water, yeah.
So I would
So
assume
interesting.
I would assume there's no like chlorine or any chemical additives to alkaline water?
Well, it depends what you start with. If you take some tap water, it has a little chlorine, it has some other impurities. It's never perfect.
Yeah.
But one thing that the alkalinity, does is help detoxify wherever it goes. Acidity is an enemy of most processes in your body.
Right.
Alkalinity is a friend.
So if I had some ailment, like if you say I had cancer or something like that, would it? Yeah, I know it's not going to be a cure, but would it better me off to be drinking alkaline water to try it along with getting your treatments and whatever you're doing, so that just to it is an aid in the assistance of rebuilding the cells and things like that.
People get into trouble when they give medical advice.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I know. I'm not getting yet. So, but in your experience, would you say that it helps? Not say that but it has to. Have you found that you personally it has helped you?
Well, I tell people just go to a little thing called Google.
Yeah.
Type in any question you have about alkaline water in general.
Yeah.
Is alkaline water beneficial? Does alkaline water counteract the acidity of cancer? Cancers are very acidic. Little questions like that, and you'll find out yourself.
Yes. Yes. I always encourage people to do their own research. So to do their due diligence.
Another question I have for you there, Vegan Man. You were doing snippets. You were doing short videos. You were telling me about Veganville.
Yeah, on our YouTube channels, we just have like a motley collection of videos because I never got to the point of having professional edited videos. We started Veganville TV just recently when the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like 28 different TV shows that are in the can on the drawing board, but that's going to take a while till we build that up.
Yeah.
But you're working on it,
so
right?
Can people?
Huh?
You're working on putting it out, though.
I'm working on that, and definitely we're working on expanding our outreach because we are now, we're global, but we don't have a budget yet to do much, but we're starting our global recruitment campaign. It's a beautiful thing. It's taking all my energy and all my love and passion, and I'm very proud of it. It's a way that anybody, meat eater, meat hater, animal lover, animal hater, environment lover, anybody who wants to improve their footprint on Earth, or, get involved in any of these movements, we're like a portal. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. And can people go to Veganville on YouTube or something, or is that not up and running yet? So is it in the
No,
works?
it's up and running. I mean, we've
Okay.
got 2 channels, and they have about 200 videos, but I'm saying that the videos are not like slick professional.
Yeah, they're not edited to your, what you'd like to be.
Yeah, it's just random stuff, but I mean, a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we have
Yeah.
great speakers, chefs doing food demos, and doctors doing talks about health and all kinds of stuff. It's just a
Oh,
bunch
I'm
of
gonna have
random.
to check that out.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And-
Yes, yeah.
You got to put did you send over the links like we were talking about?
I will make sure I have some of the links, and I'll make sure that I have them, and if not, I'll contact Vegan Man to make sure that we have everything appropriately, so
Yeah,
that we can get.
Yeah, so because we'll share them with the notes for the podcast today, and
Yes.
we can share them on the web pages, and we'll help you get the word out. That's for sure.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
did you give any thought, like we were talking about, to doing a podcast? See, the one thing about the videos are nice, but doing videos makes it a little bit hard in the beginning because people can't watch videos on the go. Even if you took the audio from the videos that you have and put it into podcast form, people can listen to that on the go. They can listen to it in the car. They can listen to it while they're walking. They can listen to it while they're sitting on a park bench. And you can.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Hey, it's a G-rated show.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh gosh.
But
Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Miss Angel.
Is this a G-rated show?
Well, it was up until that last comment. But you can listen to a podcast anywhere, and you have a great message, Jeff. I'm sorry, Mr. Vegan Man. You have a great message to put out there, and I think if you put it into a podcast, you can do the video and the podcast at the same time. You can always say, "Hey, you can watch this on my channel," but you can put the podcast out there, and I think you'll hit a lot more people.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
Your thought is
Someone
appreciated.
try.
I'm prejudiced with podcasts.
Jimmy loves
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah, you're pro podcast.
Yeah, pro podcast.
I don't know. I'm pro something, but I don't know what I am.
Professional.
Oh, is that what it is? But no, I like your message, and I'm like I said, I say it all the time. I'm not a vegan. I like fruits and vegetables, but I like the message. I like what you're putting out there. I like the effort that you're putting into it too, which is so important for anything that anyone's putting out. You have to put 110% in, and you're putting in 125% from everything I've read about you, and for us talking, here and off the podcast, you're putting in such a big effort, and with the amount of effort you're putting in, you're going to be a success no matter what.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yep.
You're leading by example. You're helping the homeless. You're helping the disabled, and that's near and dear to my heart, the disabled. And you're helping the people, with the vegan lifestyle, which is near and dear to my heart and Erin's heart. And like I said, I see you putting in 125%, and you're not stopping. You're not letting down. You're not letting down on it. You're not backing off. And I think you're going to be 100% successful.
Yeah.
Well, if so, then the world would be a little better, because it's all about that.
To be honest with you, I'm sitting here listening to this, and I'm just very impressed by everything that you've done so far. Like you said, you're working on a shoestring budget, and anyone that can donate to this and help out with this project, that would be a great thing too. And again, like I said, we're going to have all the contact information in the show notes here. So if you can get involved, get involved. You don't have to, don't be one of these people, oh, they're vegans, they're freaks. No, they're not. They're promoting a lifestyle. And it doesn't mean that, I want to just clear up something while I had this gentleman on with us, and I have Erin here. I was saying to Erin the other day, people have this misguided view of vegans. I know I used to have it too. You think that they're people running around in loincloth, working in an office building, they wear shirts and ties and nice clothes. They can, instead of carrying a lunch bag with a ham and Swiss sandwich, they carry a salad to work with them. They're your neighbors. They're the people who live next door. You borrow their lawnmower. They borrow your drill.
Wait, don't borrow my lawnmower.
People have these misguided notions, and for the vegans, the guy next door, he's not going out killing a cow in his garage.
Hey, Jimmy.
What?
Jimmy, you know what? You're missing a point here. One of the best things about vegans is we don't need a lawnmower. We eat the grass.
Oh, that's right. You guys cut your grass. You guys go out and cut your grass with a knife and fork. I forgot. No, but I hear all these weird things like vegans. They swing from tree to tree. They're eating leaves. No, they're not.
Well, we do. Well, we do.
You're ruining this here. You're ruining this sentimental message that I'm trying to put out here. I'm trying to work up a tear in my eye here.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, I think what happened is someone has a bad experience with one vegan or vegetarian, and they pigeonhole, oh, that's it. Everyone's like that.
Oh,
That's like a bad experience with any person.
With any group.
You can't pigeonhole.
The mediators think that the vegans are all hippies and Charles Manson-like people, and the vegans think that the mediators are going out and they have an axe over their shoulder and they're going to go out and chop heads off, and
they're unaware.
Right. Everyone is neighbors. You wouldn't know a vegan from a non-vegan if you were both sitting on a bench talking. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know unless somebody's breath smells of a hamburger and the other guy smells of a tomato. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. or unless unless someone says, "Hey, let's go out to eat." I'm
Right.
going to tell you I'm vegan because
Well, it's like anything. I mean, so many people they're afraid of. You don't want a gay person living next door to you. How many times have you gone out and said, "Oh, by the way, I sleep with a man or I sleep with a woman"? That never comes up in conversation. None of my conversations, anyway.
No.
I don't know who's sleeping with who, and I really don't care. Yeah. Unless you're going to come out with a flag waving it, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. And it comes down to the same thing with I don't care what you eat. Unless I have to go get it for you. But I don't care. People, people just gotta let people be people. That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't know what one person eats for dinner unless you're eating dinner with them.
Yeah.
And just
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
What does a vegan cannibal eat? Can you guess?
A vegan cannibal? I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Vegetarians.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Anyway, we'll skip that one though.
We'll bring it back.
No, because I got people still mad at me about an island. The last thing I need is this. It was a pleasure talking to you today, and like I said, I am so impressed by everything that you do, and I'd love to have you back on again.
You got $50?
$50? I didn't have the penny in the beginning. You want $50 now? I'll give you another check that we can play basketball with. But no, I would love to have you back on and talk more, because this has been very good. I enjoyed the conversation here. You and Erin just did a phenomenal job.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we book January of 2025?
Oh.
Okay.
Let me just put it in the calendar right now.
But what one thing would you like to leave our listeners with?
Oh my
One
gosh.
message. Get it. I know you got a lot of them, but
Free the fungi.
Yeah, okay.
free the fungi. That's where we go. We'll wrap it up there.
That's our tagline on social media for this episode. Free the fungi.
Yeah. Free's a fun guy.
And not to mention nuts and sluts.
Yes.
Jeff, this has been a pleasure. It really has been. You're a good guy. You're a real good guy.
I can't say the same.
I know you can't, but But I definitely would like to have you on again, and like to find out what's going on more. I mean, you have a whole plethora of information and things going on. I could go on talking to you for a couple more hours if you'd like.
Yeah.
There's just so
$40
much.
an hour. How about that?
And again, another check you can play stoop ball with.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But we gotta get going here. So again, Jeff, thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
You tell me when.
Thank you.
I'll be on.
You
Bye.
definitely will. Definitely. Thanks, Jeff.
Bye, vegan man.
Bye, Vegan Man.
Bye.
Sergeant
Bye,
Pepperhead,
people.
or whatever it is. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. Now, was I right? Was this man a wealth of information or what? And was he funny? He's a nut. He's a nut and berry. He told you about the nuts and the sluts. He told you about a bunch of things. And he's a nice man. Now, here's the deal. Jeff has written a couple of books, but he has a vegan Bible. And he's offered to give it to the listeners of this podcast absolutely free. That's right, free. No strings attached, not a red cent, no pennies, no nothing. Free. He's going to give it to you. All you have to do is go on to Erin's page, that vegan disabled gal, at famousapple.com/that vegan disabled gal. The address will be in the show notes. And give Erin your email address. Now, nobody's going to take your address and sell it or give it to anybody to slam you with scam mail or emails that you don't want or anything like that. We need your email address so that he can send you your virtual copy of the Vegan Bible. That's it. Nobody's going to hit you with all kinds of scam mails and scheme emails and nonsense like that. We're not like that. We don't sell your information or anything like that. We're going to just send you the Vegan Bible. The email is going to go to Jeff Tucker. Jeff Tucker, in turn, is going to forward you your free copy of the Vegan Bible. Now, you can leave your email address with Erin at the Vegan Disabled Gal, or you can leave your email with me at Living with a Disability. That's famousapple.com/group. That brings you to Living with a Disability. Go into the direct messenger. Don't put it on the board. Go into the messenger and leave it with me there. Or go into Erin's page. That's famousapple.com/that vegan disabled gal, and leave it in the messenger for Erin. Don't put your personal information, like your email address, on the public board. Put it in the messenger. And Erin and I will make sure the email addresses get to Jeff, and you'll get your book right away. It's a virtual book. It's chock full of information. Stuff, you regular vegans probably know a lot of this stuff. But for you newbies or people that are interested, this could be a lot of useful information for you. And for the people that are veteran vegans, it could be a refresher course. But either way, it's interesting, and you heard Jeff. He's a wise man. So it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not going to cost you anything. And you're not going to get hit with, a lot of nonsense scam mail or anything like that. So it can't hurt. It's free. Take it. He's offering. Now I've got some big news. Erin's chomping at the bit for me to tell you about this. Next Wednesday, the 25th of August. Now she's jumping up and down right now in the background and waving her hands in the air like she just doesn't care. we're going to have Todd from Arthur's Acres on the podcast. All right, Erin, calm down. Calm down. She's throwing things up in the air. She's screaming out there. Can you hear her? Listen to her. Oh, my God. She's dancing in the fields. She cannot wait for Todd to be here. So Todd's going to be here next Wednesday. Make sure you're here. Please, I can hardly control. I'm going to have to tie Erin down in the chair, I think, next week. Jamie's going to have to be here just to hold her down. The only thing that's going to be allowed to move on her is her mouth so she can talk. But yes, Todd from Arthur's Acres is going to be here next Wednesday with us, and he's going to tell us all about Arthur's Acres and King Cole, or King Carl rather, and all the pigs on the farm and everything that's going on out there. And hopefully Erin will survive the week. She's so excited about this. My God. But make sure you're here next week. Make sure you drop off your email addresses and make sure you get your free vegan Bible. And I want to remind you, no matter what that is going on in your life right now, things can always be worse. That's right, my friends. Things can always be worse. Right now, somewhere, someone is wishing that they were in your position. So things can always be worse. Remember that. Hey, you've been listening to An Apple a Day, The Vegan Possibilities. And my name is Jimmy Apple. And Erin right now can't come to the microphone because she's dancing out in the street. So join us next week. Join us later on this week for An Apple a Day Living with a Disability. We got a good one coming up there for you about Social Security and the things you can do to avoid getting kicked off and losing your benefits from Social Security. So you're going to want to hear that. That's coming up this weekend. So stay with us. Have a great day. And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.